Hey, everybody. I hope all is well on this Monday, July 12th. So, you can see about the title here. It says, What a Rich White Man Asked Me About Black Women. So, this is actually a person that I do know. So, here's the deal. I want to say this first of all. Ladies and gentlemen, I know sometimes in our community, speaking of the Black community, when we grow up, you have your families and they want us to like stay, get a job, go to school here, just stay here. Sometimes it's a really good idea to kind of venture out, experience a different setting, a different city, a different state. Sometimes it's good to know other people, even of different nationalities, different cultures, okay, to experience life. So I don't think it's always great to just stay in one place here where your family is. You're afraid to go seek an opportunity because you never know. Number one, you already know how the people around you, how that culture is and what the thinking process is, pretty much you have an idea. But sometimes it's good to venture out. And a lot of times I think older people, older generations, they try to keep the young, with them. Oh, well, you don't know it. Might not be safe. Those folks, you never know about the unknown. Well, sometimes take a chance. Because here's what I've learned. A lot of times when you go to meet other people, you can learn from them. Okay. And let's say, even if it's financial, I have been, trust me, in West Palm Beach, I have been in many circumstances, and you look around and you're like, wow, everybody here has money. The people you're with, you're dining out with, they have trust funds. They don't have to worry about money. They don't, because their people before them, they have already paved the way. If they have someone that passes away, they don't need the GoFundMe link. No. They've got life insurance. I've seen people inherit stock. Seen people, you look at it, they are really making a sacrifice. I've seen a man, grandfather rather, based on what they're telling me his job was, it wasn't a glamorous job. Not at all. Regular 9 to 5. And he kept putting money into that stock. Even when he retired, he used the pension, could have cashed the stock in and got a couple of $100,000, but held on to that money to give to a grandson. How about that? So you get to learn how other people move. And I hate to say it, our group, we have been, sometimes you're so marginalized and you don't have much. It's like, oh, it's my time. Me. We're not thinking about the ones that come behind us. And I can say, from what I've seen, the Black community were very guilty of that. Most Black parents, aside from trying to make it, we're not really planning for the ones that are coming after us, because, again, on survival mode. And then some of those that can do it, we get a little selfish. Sometimes, not everyone. And we get to a point where, no. I want to floss. My success, I want people to see me in this particular light. So therefore, we're going to spend so we can be seen and we can be accepted. We're not, we're worried about, hey, this is me. I worked hard. They can work hard. That seems to be the mentality of some Black people that I know. So don't be afraid to venture out. What I can tell you is, sometimes when you hang around people of different cultures and maybe they're rich, as a Black person, trust me, I've had moments I'm like, wow, why I got to be the Black broke one. I don't mean like broke, like down, like, oh my God, my light bill. No, but they have wealth and I don't. I'm comfortable, but you think about it, it's like, wow, there are trustafarians. And some of our circumstances, it's like you don't want to hear, of course, no one wants to lose a loved one, but you already know somebody might be like, oh yeah, you didn't have any life insurance, the funeral going to be $10,000, and you don't want to get the call, but think, when you get that call, and let me guess, next thing you know, the fool's going to be calling you and they want you to pony up the money for the funeral. And you told the one that passed away, you've been hollering about life insurance from day one, but we're so afraid somebody will have some. So we don't do that. So I think it's a good idea to sometimes to get away. So I'm getting this story. A little backstory. This person I know in particular, the man I'm referring to. So the divorce was final. Okay. But before it was final, of course, he got a separate place and he met someone else. So he's a white guy. And then, of course, the woman that he picks up with, she's younger. You already know the deal, ladies. And she's also Caucasian as well. And meeting her, I thought, wow, yeah, she must be just a good time girl because she's really rough around the edges. You know, I knew that meeting her, then one at dinner, the way she came across, I said, oh, yeah. Now, he's a high value man, definitely going by money, because guess what? I'm going to tell you what his job is at the end. So he's a high value man. You best believe that when it comes to on paper. And I'm not talking about he makes 6 figures a year. No, sweetie. No. To them, that's just about middle class, not considered a high value man. So his divorce was final. He's already dating this girl. And so, you know, she seems okay. But I'm like, yeah, I can just tell differently. So anyway, fast forward, they were dating and he took her out on a few meetings with him, you know, dinners. Well, you know, you have the wives and the husbands get together and they kind of meet and commingle. And I can tell you this thing for sure. A lot of times when that's happening, let me tell you a little trick. A lot of times when these men are having business meetings, the wives are there. Sometimes the wives are there, of course, to check out the other chick, to also befriend her. And you get the women to befriend the other woman, and you have this faux friendship. And that way, sometimes the other woman that's not so savvy, she'll start talking a whole lot. And guess what? The other one that is savvy is going to listen. Why? She's going to listen and bring that information back to her husband. How do I know? Because hell, I've been there. It was one girl I remember my husband was dating, and he's like, hey, you know, she lives so in that area. And he's like, your job is to find out how does she get that money? Because so-and-so asked her. She's very vague. So your job is to find out, just, you know, how'd you get that money? So I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, honey, you know. So, hey, I've done that before. So anyway, in this case here, the young girl that I'm referring to, so she's dating the guy. Okay. And things kind of started going like all wrong. I'm going to tell you, she pulled a ratchet stunt. She was a white girl, cute and skinny, white girl ratchet. Now, she was also a single parent. So, ladies, don't believe in this bull crap. Single men, high value men don't date single mothers. Are you crazy? High value men date whomever the hell they want because they got it like that. You understand? This one here, he got Becky, which is not her name, but you know what I'm saying. He got Becky, he bought her own little place to live, her own house, and a car. Okay, and she was a single mom, and she was not working because he was taking care of her. You do see the title does say rich, so don't fall into this old dusty mode. Or they don't date single mothers. Oh, please! Most of the ones hollering about that in our community, they're the creators of single motherhood. So don't even get it twisted. High value men can do whatever the hell they want, because guess what? That pocket dictated, sweetie. Trust and believe. So it wasn't working out. And someone said to me, hey, I'll just use his first name. Okay. His first name is Mike. Someone said to me, hey, Mike wants to talk to you about something, you know? And I said, well, what's going on? He said, yeah, Mike wants to kind of just talk to you about something, you know, personal. I'm like, okay. I talk to him all the time. What the hell, you know? Yeah, it's cool. All right. So before that happened, I had stopped by Becky. Okay. And I stopped by the penthouse. Now, the penthouse was his place. She did stay there for a while, but just keep in mind, this is how high value men do. In case they get ready to dump you behind, they're not going to leave you more than likely high and dry. So I said, oh, that's why he got her a place. Because so when they met before he got this last condo, the penthouse, he had already gotten her a place. Okay, so he came in doing for her, you understand that, ladies and gentlemen? And he let her know, guess what, no, you keep this place or you don't sell it. That's how high value men operate, because they don't leave a trail of broken women. No, I can tell you, most of them leave a trail of women that's on the come up. Trust and believe that. That's another video. So I go over there. We were actually at this time we're in the same building, but we were not in the penthouse, me and my cousin. So I'm like, hey girl, hey, women of leisure, I'm a housewife. What's going on? So I go up there and I've got 2 glasses and I got some champagne. So I was like, man, what's the deal? So I already knew what the person said, that Mike wanted to talk to me about. So I go up there and he's like, oh, oh yeah, girl, yeah, we were having some trouble. And this is how she's talking to me, okay? She's like, I have turned this place upside down because he told me, when I leave, things don't work out. He already got some cash for me. So I've turned this place, my allergy, sorry, upside down trying to find that money. I'm ready to bounce. And so basically she's kind of, I guess, caught him with another girl. And it happens to be a girl that she knows, one of her friends. But, the girl is probably like her. She saw a lick. So, hey, what's she going to do? She's going to try to go for it. He's like, I turned this place upside down. I looked all in the sofa, under the mattress, and I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, the money. I said, well, yeah, but how much are you talking, girl? She's like, he said he had $25,000 for me, so that's gonna be like her party money if anything happens, blah 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 blah. And that's a different story. I'm not gonna get into that. Okay, so when she said she was looking in the sofas and under the mattress, I knew then, besides rough around the edges, this is a new war for you. And you know how your mind knows something, but you didn't say it? I want to say, I'm like, wow, I said this one, yeah, she's definitely from the streets, and you don't know about this because, honey, in this neck of the woods, these houses and these condos and all that, let me tell you a little something about people that have money. They're not hiding money, honey, under no darn mattress, okay? It's not going to be there, and it's not in the sofa. Maybe that's how you were before. The money here, when it's like this, in this kind of environment, the money's in a safe, boo-boo. And I said, yeah, I'm not going to say anything because keep in mind, I know both of them, and I know him more than her. So I'm like, and I'm looking around. I didn't say anything, but I'm like, I will just say here, if you're looking for the money, what you might want to do, sweetie, is first of all, get some gloves because your hands carry paint. And you might want to start moving these oil paintings around because that's where the safe is, sweetie. That's what it is. But this girl's kind of loud. This is kind of a light, on a light scale. She's kind of, hood. You know what I'm saying? She's like that. So I can tell she's been around some street dudes. No. The money is going to be behind one of the oil paintings, okay? Or I can tell you this for sure, and it's not what I read, it's what I freaking know. The money also, honey, when it comes to rich people, sweetie, sweet cheeks, listen up. Check the closet, honey. Check the closet. You think that person got that beautiful closet there with that oil painting sitting on there for the hell of it? No, that's what a safe is. And then sometimes they're more freaking clever. Move the freaking clothes, idiot. That's where the safe is. And it has a combination. And more than likely, aside from the combination, gee, what if there's a power outage? Rich people plan. There's also, in case there's a power outage, there's also a key. So they don't hide money into sofas and under the mattress. I turned this place upside down and I can't find that money. So I'm looking at her and, I just kind of, well, you sure you looked everywhere? So I'm just kind of like going along with it. What I just said, I sure as hell didn't tell her. And I'm so glad I didn't. So I said, okay, this makes sense. So I then talked to Mike, hey, what's going on? Because a lot of times he and I would have one-on-one conversations, okay? And I remember her saying, oh my God, you're so lucky. Even though you're at home, he tells me you've got 2 side businesses, so you do have some income coming in. Yeah, man, you're so lucky. I wish I was in your shoes. And then I realized, I said, oh, that makes sense. That's why he's trying to put me with her. She's like, so what? How do you do that? That's how she's talking to me. So how do you do that? How do you do that? Because I need a business that's going to make me some money in 2 weeks. I'm like, wait a second, honey. It depends on what kind of business you're talking about. Some companies or businesses, you might not turn a profit 2 to 5 years. Okay? So running a business is not like having going for a job, you get a check in 2 weeks. It doesn't work like that. So I put 2 and 2 together. He's trying to put this chick with me to have a conversation, get her motivated. Okay. Hey, everybody's playing everybody in some circumstance. So anyway, so she was looking for the money. So now I'm talking to him just one-on-one. And people would tell me things and I would just listen. I'm like, oh boy. I know how to keep my mouth shut on things that's important. So I'm just listening. It wasn't stuff I told him. I told my cousin, I said, listen, we gotta have a convo about your boy. We gotta talk. I know you put some money with him. We gotta talk. And that's a different story. So he sits down and we're talking. And then he says, now keep in mind, I already know about the woman that he's with because, she's got my number, I've got her number, kind of hang out a little bit, yada, yada, yada. So we start talking and he's like, yeah, that right there, it's just not quite working out. He's called her Tiff. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's not quite working out. So, I kind of want somebody a little bit more polished. Okay. Hello, we're in West Palm. This is where the money's at. Come on. He says to me, do you have any of your African-American female friends that are single you can introduce me to? And I thought, well, most of the one, I have one in mind, but she had just gotten divorced and she's kind of still in unhappy land and, doesn't trust any man. So I said, most of the ones I know her, most are married. I know a few ones here, Caucasian, too, that may be single. I said, but most of my, African-American friends, most of them live out of state, so I hadn't moved here when we came in 2012. So most of them kind of live out of state, but we're back and forth, I may travel, things like that. So I know, but the ones I know here in West Palm and Palm Beach, those they're pretty much married. So the thing is, though, he asked me if he wanted someone that was more polished. Why? He's observing me and he's like, yeah, he wanted to know if I have any single African-American female friends that I could introduce him to. So my reason for telling you this, ladies, the man I'm talking to, this ain't some book I saw on TV. He exists in West Palm Beach. And guess what? He's a hedge fund manager. Yes, he's a hedge fund manager. Dusty's probably can't relate to that. A hedge fund manager, they manage money. Listen, those guys, darling, it's nothing new for them to make $1 million a year. Some make more. They manage hedge funds for pensions, things like that. Okay, they may manage $100 million, $50 million. Some people manage hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, how much he managed, I don't know, but I know for sure he's a hedge fund manager. You don't afford the penthouse, okay, on making $100,000 a year. Penthouse money, that's not what it is. A hedge fund manager asking me to my face if I can introduce him to some of my friends, a single African American female. That's what he asked me. He didn't say, oh, now make sure she don't have any kids, da, 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 da. He didn't say all that. That's broke Dusty talk. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes Dusties want to appear more than what they are. And a lot of times Dusties, they don't know what it's like to be a man, He just said introduce. Now, here's the part that's interesting. I said, well, I have one friend, maybe, that kind of thing. And it went to a point where someone said, hey, they're trying to work things out. Don't introduce your friend. I'm like, oh my God. So, everybody goes, yeah, the person I want to talk to you about. I said, yeah. Well, I talked to Mike. So I'm like, that's personal. You're on the side of Tiff. I totally get it. But that's what he asked me. I kid you not. He asked me if I had any single African-American friends to introduce him. That's what he asked me, the hedge fund. Trust and believe. He's a lot of fun. When we go out, there's no standing in line. This guy does a VIP treatment. Do you understand me? So the fact that a hedge fund manager, and in this group here, is not, well, in this group, the ones that I know, I'm pretty much like the minority, okay, at this time. But at that time. So I'm just letting you know, don't buy into the dustiness to think you have to settle, because you don't. A lot of Black women, I'm telling you, one of the best things you could do for yourself sometime, you're hardworking, you're single with no kids, venture out. Go and venture out. You meet someone, don't be afraid, oh, I got to stay here. Oh, I got to stay here with mama and brother and take care of them. No, you don't. I know you love your mom and that's great, help her out. But what you don't have to do is have everybody on your back financially, and then you can't make a move. There are no quicksand shoes on your feet. You can make a move. You have family that care about you. They care about you. They want the best for you. Don't be afraid to venture out. Don't be. Do not be afraid to venture out. Sometimes you stay stuck. That's where you are. A lot of things that I've learned is being around people that don't have that have definitely more than I ever will have, and that's still the same today. But you know what? I learned, and then it helped me put my game on. I hate to say this, but even Hispanic people and white people, and Asian people, they help each other out like you would never believe. And I hate to say, there are some people, there are white people that I could probably count on, I guarantee you, more than my family. No joke. They help each other out more than you can believe. This group, we got a hell of a lot of work to do. So sometimes it's good to venture out, man. Don't just keep your behind stuck. Life is too short. And I did better in life when I started to venture out. As long as I stayed, I hate to say this, love the family and everything, but every time I look up, it was always somebody coming to stay with me, somebody always needing some money. Oh my God, it was just like a freaking ATM machine. It got so bad for me. Child, I would come to the door, even when it was cold in the wintertime, I would come to the door because I knew what the call was about, what it was about. It wasn't a social visit. I would come to the door with my robe and my purse on my shoulder on the front porch. Let's make it quick. It's cold. Don't try to come in wasting my time. I know you're here to borrow some money. So don't be afraid to venture out. Venturing out, I tell you, it's less stressful because you don't have all those stressors around you when you have family left and right. Can you? Oh, here come Black Mama. Okay, she got her nice lifestyle, and sometimes they don't want to be bothered because they're doing well for themselves. But then they're like, oh, you don't have any kids, and you're always working and saving. Time somebody got a problem, call so and so. Hey, can you? And it's like, hey, what can anybody else do something? And I'm talking, this could be in middle class people too, not poor. Because they got some sucker that's their favorite and they don't want to be bothered in their nice life, so they try to put it off on you. Been there, done that. Sometimes the best thing you can do is move away. Move away. The people I've encountered, like I said, I've trust me, um, it's a whole new world out there. Don't get stuck. I'm not calling this person's friend a friend out, but I have right now someone that I know, and trust me, money is not the problem. I have a key to their house. You can go there right now. I promise you're behind. It's a portion of the driveway. And they're not there. It's a portion of the driveway. I have keys to the house. Mm-hmm. Because I'm trustworthy. Oh, hey, a lot going on. I said, yeah, I had to get some work done. Well, hey, here's the key to this house. See, rich people have resources. They have resources. Yeah, they do. So it's like, okay, yeah, you got a key, and it's like, wow. You think about it, I'm like, this is this person's house, this is this person's things. You're looking around you, you kind of nosy. Here's the Rolex and stuff. You know what all that stuff is, and they know you're trustworthy. And that, of course, I do not steal, of course not. But it's things like that. You can see how they are very, very resourceful, how they help each other out. Oh, I kid you not, very resourceful. So that right there, I hope a lot of Black women, we're used to working and we stand and we helping everybody out. Girl, get you a vacation if you can. Come and vacation in the West, in West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, go to Singer Island. Friendly. So a lot of times in our community, they're putting you down like, all you're good for is to be a working mule. Sweet darling. Because certain people think like that because they want to keep you down like them. The rest of the world, that's not everybody's view of us. So yeah, my hedge funds manager asked me to introduce him to one of my single African American girlfriends. That's what he asked, to introduce him to, and he's a hot mess, a fun hot mess. But the guy is truly a provider. And how many do you know who clocking $1 million a year? They make that kind of money and then some. Let's try it again. He's a hedge fund manager. Okay, go Google it. See what they do. VC, venture capitalists. Go Google it. So I wanted just to share that with you ladies to let you know not everybody has this, horrible view of us Black women with an attitude. No, they do not. I'm not like that. I'm a very pleasant person. I have people say to me, you always seem happy. Well, I'm a pleasant person, but I don't deal with dust. Don't deal with dust. I don't. And it makes life a little bit more comfortable. And people are worried about different things, which I sympathize with them on some things. But when you don't deal with dust and you are cared for, you can even be divorced or single, and you are cared for and you have your assets. I tell you, our ladies, we gotta start branching out. And even if it's not just interracial dating, sometimes just hanging around people, you can learn other things. Some people walking around here, you think, boy, they got a whole lot of money. And then they already know that that makes them a target to sue them. Go right ahead, girl. You're not going to get much of anything. All the money's in a trust. Yeah, that's how rich people do. Oh, yeah, kids might try to come after me, and all the money's in a trust. I don't have a dime. You'd be surprised. You can learn so much. And then guess what? Use it to your advantage. It'll make life a hell of a lot easier. And when you have your own money and you can invest your own money and not worried about, hey, cousin so-and-so, girl, it's me here with these kids, girl. You know me and Ray, we didn't work out, girl. I need to come stay with you for a month. Oh, hell, a month. I've been there, done that. That mess turned into 6 months. It's like, damn, you've been here 2 years. Really? Yeah, we deserve more. Listen, we have worked hard enough. We have struggled enough. Yo, ladies, it's our time. It's our time to be pampered and appreciated. And still, I still work hard, get things done. Yeah, but it's easy to work hard when you can get you some kind of assets going and protect your stuff. Don't put that all in your name. You better get that LLC. You better get that trust going. As they say, long live the money. We can't live the money if it's always going to somebody else. You can't enjoy it if it's not for you. You're working hard like a rented mule for everybody else. So this right here, don't deal with dust. Do not deal with dust. Don't go for the brainwashing that you're not good enough. BS. I'll put this guy right here up. Any of these dusties, you can't. I'm sorry, they can't hold a candle to him. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. So let's see if there's a Becky hedge fund manager that might be asking, hey, can you introduce me to Pookie and Ray Ray? I doubt it. I doubt it. So I want to share this video with you. Thanks for watching and for listening. Feel free to please comment, like, subscribe, and share. Yeah. So the hedge funds manager asked me to introduce him to, one of my single friends, African American. Why? We got it like that. I'm out. Stay safe.